I always say, Rob, there's a few things. There's three things with the educational system I find wrong, and I talk about this quite a bit. And the three areas that I find that they should be, the educational system be putting more emphasis on is public speaking, networking, and sales. And those are essentially three things you're doing right now. You're selling yourself, you're doing public speaking, and you're networking. And I think if this is something that was taught at a high school level, and it was something that was an actual curriculum that was accounted for as part of the academics sector of it, I mean, the kids who could be coming out of high school and going to university or going to being entrepreneurs at such a higher level. And it's something that it feels like our school system is so stuck in the old age where it's just, you have your allergy, you have all these things that my daughter comes home from high school. I'm like, and I don't even remember, it's been so long since I've been in high school, and my daughter comes home and I'm like, half these things you're never going to use in the real world. You're never going to use in the real world unless you're a scientist or some specific field. So let's talk a little bit about that. Coming out of the educational system, and now that you're really trying to apply these three things into your real life, where's your mindset with that in the educational system?
I agree with you. I think it needs much more of that. And actually, one of my long-term goals, which is just a goal I've developed along the path of my journey. People are always like, what do you want to do after you meet 10,000 people? My goal right now, or what I see myself doing, is becoming a professor at a university and teaching a first-year seminar where every class period, students pair off one-on-one and they learn from each other's backgrounds as opposed to a textbook or a PowerPoint slide. And I think in that, you're learning active listening, you're learning how to tell your story effectively. You're creating empathy for people who grew up in situations different than you. And you're also giving students the space to create relationships that could lead to friendships, romantic relationships, business partnerships. It blows my mind that schools are not already doing this. Obviously, I'm biased coming from what I do. But when I talk to people and I learn how many adults are still socially anxious, or how many people are still really nervous to get to know people, or who haven't really stepped outside of their circle, it's like, why are we not doing this at a younger age? And I want to pull up a note, if you will allow me to.
Yeah, of course.
I'm reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People right now.
Okay.
And there was a quote in it that stuck out to me. I think it's Henry David Thoreau or whatever his name is. But the quote is, for every 1,000 hacking at the leaves of evil, there is one striking at the root. I think about that a lot. For if you think about inclusion and belonging and whatnot, there's like, oh, let's do this training, or let's do this, or this practice, or whatever. And it's like, have you tried getting to know the people around you? Have you tried understanding the basics of their story?